as diplomatic tensions between Japan and China escalate into one of the most serious East Asian crises in years. Attention has turned to Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, and whether Moscow might now position itself more openly in the emerging confrontation. Recent moves suggest Russia might not simply remain a bystander, but could be recalibrating its posture in Asia in light of shifting alliances and strategic interests. In November 2025, a fierce diplomatic storm erupted between Tokyo and Beijing. The trigger was comments by Japan's newly installed Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, who assumed office in October, suggesting that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could justify Japanese military involvement. In her parliamentary address, she argued such a scenario might represent a survival-threatening situation. Given Japan's post-war constraints on the use of force, the remarks marked a sharp turn. Still, Tokyo framed a possible intervention under its 2015 law allowing collective self-defense, a legal pathway for the deployment of its self-defense forces. Beijing responded swiftly and with severe indignation. China's permanent representative to the United Nations, Fu Kong, formally raised the issue at the international body, warning that any Japanese-initiated armed intervention would constitute a grave violation of international law. Chinese officials, including foreign policy heavyweights, framed Tokyo's remarks as crossing a red line, accusing Japan of reviving militaristic ambitions and deliberately stoking regional instability. The diplomatic rupture raced beyond mere rhetoric. Beijing moved to restrict Japanese cultural exports, travel, and trade, signaling that economic retaliation might be used to pressure Tokyo. From Tokyo's perspective, this deterioration in ties marked the sharpest downturn in Japan-China relations in decades, reshaping strategic thinking in the region. Amid the Japan-China row, Russia's actions suggest its own Eurasian pivot is accelerating. Since the start of its military campaign in Ukraine, Moscow has leaned heavily on Beijing for diplomatic cover, economic linkages, and strategic coordination. In November 2025, Russian authorities announced that Russian visa-free travel privileges will